everybody. So today we are going to focus on our score for Three Little Birds. It looks pretty complicated, right? And I can understand why you would be maybe a little, I don't know about this, Miss Linda. What are you trying to get me to do? That's why we're going to spend a lot of time with it and learn to love it. Because this is a shortcut. You may not think so, but it is. If you can learn how to read music like this, it'll save you some time in the long run. That said, it's not the only way to do music. And as you have seen from our previous sessions with our glockenspiels, it is also possible to learn to play a song by ear. And that is also a wonderful way to learn how to do music. Ideally, you want to learn how to read music and also train your ear. If you are able to play by ear, then you can hear a song and then figure out how to play it without the music. On the other hand, if you see a piece of music and you don't know how the song goes, then you can look at the music and play it on your instrument and figure out what it sounds like without ever hearing it, which is also very cool. We are going to use both ways. We're going to bring them together. And as you continue to study music, you will get better at both ways. And hopefully, you will learn how to combine the two things. So let's take a closer look at this score. Here is the score for Three Little Birds. This is a printed out copy of what I've provided for you on Seesaw. If you are able to print it out, that would be good. If you can't print it out, that's okay too. If you are able to look at it online as I speak, that would be great. But if not, that's okay too. Do the best you can with what you have. That's what I always say. So let's bring our attention to the first page. Now when you look at this, you will probably think, oh my goodness, this looks complicated. But at the same time, I think you can agree that there are things on here that you recognize. Let's go right to the very beginning. So if we go right to the beginning, we see a treble clef, and we see another treble clef. We see a 4/4 time signature, which means a 4 count. We see bar lines. We see a quarter note. We see quarter breaths. See a big long bar line at the beginning. Now that's very important, because this bar line connects two staves. That's a system. So this would be system 1. And we're reading it at the same time. Both staves we're reading at the same time because they're connected. The next thing I want you to bring your attention to is the measures. Now remember, a measure is the space between two bar lines. Notice that these bar lines are directly above each other. You can imagine that they connect in the middle, because you should consider that one bar line. Therefore, the space between this bar line and this bar line is 1 measure. So let's count the measures in System 1. We have measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, and measure 5. When we go to the next system, because when you get to the end, you go to the next system, System 2, and you can see that the first measure in System 2 is numbered, measure 6. So let's continue to count the measures. Measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10. When you get to the end of measure 10, you go to System 3, and you can see that measure 11 has a number on it. Let's continue to count the measures. Measure 11, measure 12, measure 13, measure 14, measure 15. Can you guess what number is on the next measure? That's right. This is measure 16. Let's continue to count. Measure 17, measure 18, measure 19, measure 20. That brings us to the end of page 1. So let's go to page 2. Now we're not going to count all of the measures in this song. Let's scan page 2 and see how many systems are on page 2. Remember that a system is 2 or more staves connected at the beginning by 1 long bar line. So this will be page 2, System 1, System 2, System 3, System 4, and when you get to the end of this system, I don't see any double bar lines, so I guess we need to keep going. I guess we need to go to page 3. So let's take a look at page 3 and count the systems on page 3. Remember that a system is 2 staves connected by 1 long bar line. System 1, System 2, System 3, System 4, and if you look at the end of System 4, what do you got? Double bar lines. That means the end. You already know how to sing the top part of the system. The top stave of the system. Do you see where it says soprano? That is the part that we sing with our voices. And we already know how to do that. So don't worry if you look at this and you're like, Miss Linda, I don't know how to read that. Yeah, you do. It says, don't worry. You see the words there? So let's take a look at all these words. And I had to switch from my other camera because I ran out of storage. So see if you can just follow along with me like this. If you have your own copy of this, you can follow along on your page. So it says, let me make sure I got an E there. Yep. Don't worry. Now we've come to the end of this system. So we go to the beginning of the next system and we continue with the words. About a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Right is right here. But baby, don't worry about a thing. Go to the next system. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. And you know what? I made a typo here. Right. You're supposed to say right there. Typo. Sorry. Rise up this. Uh-oh. I got to the end of page 1. So what do I do now? What's that? I go to page 2? Yeah, page 2, baby, page 2. So here we are on page 2. Now on page 1 it said, rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melody pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Ooh, ooh. Baby, don't worry about a thing, 'cause, I'm to the end of page 2. What do I do now? I go to page 3, right? See, you're getting the hang of this already. Page 3. Every little thing gonna be alright. Baby, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This is my message to you. And that brings us to the end. So the singing part you've got. So when you're looking at this music, don't worry about the top staff because you've got it covered already. You already know how to sing it, and that's what the top staff represents. The thing you need to focus on is the staff underneath, the one that's connected. So they're connected by the bar line. That means that the system you read at the same time. So while the singers are waiting to sing, starting in measure 1, 2, 3, 4, the glockenspiels are playing. And you can see right in measure 1, you have a beat of rest, a squeeze, or a shh, and then you have a beat of sound, which happens to be the low C on your glockenspiel. Notice that middle C is off, it hangs off the staff, and it's got a little tiny line through it. That line is called a ledger line. So get to know C. It has a very distinctive look, easy to recognize. Now let's see how many measures we're going to stay in C before we change to F, because that's what's next. Okay? So we have sh, C, 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 sh, C. Next system, sh, C, sh, C, sh, C, sh, C, sh, C, sh, C, sh. Uh-oh, what's that? F. So here we're going to switch to the letter F. So let's see how long we're going to stay in F. Sh, F, sh, F, sh, F, sh, F. Now go to the next system. Uh-oh, in the next system, system 3, look at that. We're going to go back to C. Sh, C, 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 sh, C. Go to the next system. We're still in C. Sh, C, sh, C. Time to go to F again. Sh, F, sh, F, sh, F, sh, F. And then where do we go? Back to C. Sh, C, sh, C, sh, C, sh, C. Let's not do the whole song today. Let's just work on this first page. Now what I do when I'm playing this, I hold my place with my finger. And that way I can see where I'm at. One of the skills that you learn as a beginning musician is how to keep your eyes on the score while you play your instrument. It's not easy to do. So I would use my finger if I were you and keep my place. Let me see if I can angle the camera around so you can see what I mean. All right. So here's my music. And I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 F. So now when my finger gets to F, I know that it's time to change to F. 3 F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I know to go back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I get to the end of this system, I go to the next system. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Uh-oh, look, I'm going back to F. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's the end of page 1. And like I said, we'll deal with page 2 later. We're going to take this super, super slow. So if you have your Three Little Birds score, you can look at it while we play and use your finger to hold your place. If you do not have a Three Little Birds score, then just be guided by my voice. Before we start playing, let's warm up a little bit. So let's hear 4 measures of low C, and we're only going to strike on beat 2 and beat 4, just like we practiced in the previous videos. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now let's warm up some more by practicing on F. So find F. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now this time, one more warm up. We're going to do 2 measures of C and then go straight into 2 measures of F without stopping. So let's try that, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Go to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right, we have one more warm up. And so we got to go to F, but then we got to go back to C. So let's do 2 measures of C, 2 measures of F, 2 measures back to C, and I'll call it out. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Go to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stop. Now let's work on that song. I'm going to take it that slow, and I'm going to do all of page 1. Hold your place with your fingers so you don't get lost. Listen to my voice, Be guided by my voice if you don't have a copy of the music. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Go to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Here it comes. Now go to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that brings us to the end of page 1, which is all we're practicing today. Now this time, we're going to do it again. And I'm going to put the words in. Now don't worry about trying to sing and play at the same time yet. I just want you to concentrate on playing. Let me do the singing, and then we'll work on that, putting them together later, much later. We got a long way to go. All right, you ready? 1, 2. Oh, we're going back to measure 1. Measure 1. Are you there? Are you at the top? Measure 1. Ready to go? Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry. 3, 4. 1, 2. About a thing. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 'Cause every thing. 2, 1. Gonna be all back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Baby, don't worry. 3, 4. 1, 2. About a thing. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Go to F. 'Cause every little thing. 2. Gonna be all back to C. Right. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Rise up this. And that's the end of page 1. As you can see, it's going to be difficult. That's why I'm asking you to do it. You may not get it today. You may not get it tomorrow. You may not get it. You may not get the glockenspiel part. I don't care. That's okay. I'm going to need singers. I'm going to need people to clap. And you never know, I might need a tambourine player or two or something like that. And of course, I'm going to need some people to do the singing who are not actually playing the instrument at the same time. So if you're like, I like the glockenspiel, but I don't love the glockenspiel, well, then maybe you're going to be one of my singers. I don't know. That's an instrument too. I don't want you to worry about it, though, because every little thing is going to be all right. Y'all have a good day. Practice 10 minutes a day. 30 would be better, but 10 is good. Thank you. Bye-bye.